For project 1, we will be making vintage Christmas alphabet cards. I am Kristen with the 5th Sparrow No More. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back and thank you. These cards are a digital download to print at home or at a print shop from my online store, Twigs and Fluff. Along with these alphabet cards, I carry in the shop vintage word flashcards, printable art, ebooks, and more. Those on that cream colored cardstock. However, there is an age background that is part of the image when you download them. So I'm going to show you how I take my flashcards from printed cardstock to aged looking flashcards. Okay, we are gonna put these in our paper trimmer, then we're gonna use the corner rounder, and everything that I'm using will be linked down below so you can see all the things that I use to take the flashcards from printed on cardstock to actual flashcards. You can use these in Christmas vignettes, for ornaments, or tags. Just use your imagination. So I'm going to use this corner punch to round the corners of my flashcards, and I use this 3-hole punch, and I like to use this 10 on mine, but you could also use this one as well, and I'll link all of these all of this down below. Now, of course, this is optional, but I like the way the rounded corners look on the finished product. Like I said, in Twigs and Fluff, which I will link in the description box, are lots of flashcards to choose from. There is the Christmas Fun set, the Christmas Hymn set, the Merry Christmas set, and the Winter Wonderland set. These are all word flashcard sets that can be downloaded and printed or ordered handmade by me and shipped to you. Not only are there these Christmas sets, but there are flashcard sets for everyday decorating too. Each flashcard set has 11 words included. These alphabet cards have 28 cards, the 26 letters, and then 2 bonus, Nativity and Christmas. and we are going to just cut a straight line. Just run a little bead of hot glue right along the edge, and then you will use something to help you squish that together because it is hot and don't want to burn yourself. For the tags, I'm going to use these gingerbread doll printables that are available in Twigs and Fluff, my store on the blog, and I will link these down below. Now, I didn't want the edges to be perfectly straight, but I want them to be torn and straight. So what we're going to do is not use the blade in the paper trimmer. And we're going to put this in our paper trimmer, just like that. And I'm going to pull and tear the paper against the guard towards me, like that. And that gives us this torn edge, but a straight edge. Okay. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to do that to all of these. All right. So that gives us those torn edges, and to take it up just a little bit more, we are going to ink our edges so it looks antiqued. Okay, and so we're just going to take our ink pad. Mine is pretty ugly looking on the other side, but it still works really well. We're just going to rub that on our gingerbread doll tag here. And that is our gingerbread doll tag with the inked torn edges. We're going to set that aside, and for the insert, I am going to take the package out of the box and just put the bag inside. So I took the instructions and I put them on this fun printable. And this will be a free printable that will be available down below. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this in my paper trimmer and tear the edges. I do like to print my printables on this like a resume paper, a watercolor paper, and I do get this at the thrift store. Not a lot of people make resumes anymore, so this resume paper is very common, and you can find it a lot. And it's a little bit thicker. You can get, they have ivory and white and sometimes gray, and that just elevates your printables just that much more. So I'm going to take this here against. I have another plan for this, and we're going to use our scissors. We're just going to score it in the track of our paper trimmer, just like that. We're going to score it in the track of our paper trimmer. Just like that. And then this will tear for us in just the same way. It'll give us a controlled tear, and it's a little bit easier to grab than in the paper trimmer. Just get the rest of these edges torn, And then we will put together our gift bag made out of a stocking. Okay, our hot glue has cooled off completely, and so what I'm going to do is turn this right side out. Is right here at the top where we're going to put our accessories, so we can't really see the seam. Okay. All right, we're just going to use hot glue once again to put this on, just a small little that. Slip our ingredient and recipe cards into the bag. Like so. The next thing that we're going to work on is this cute little crockery. But this process that we're going to do on this can be used for any plain container that you find at the thrift store for thrift flip. We are going to take this, put a transfer on it, and then make a little flower arrangement in the container. So the transfer that we're going to use is from the Iron Orchid Designs Kitschy Christmas Transfer, and cut this out. All right, I've cleaned this thoroughly and wiped it down with some alcohol, and we are going to put our transfer on. So I am going to just put that against there so it doesn't move, and use this on the other side so it doesn't move around. We're going to take our transfer and peel that paper backing off and then position it on our little crock. And we have our transfer on. The goal is to make an arrangement and include the little lid that goes with it. I think that will be good. Okay, so that gives us a base, and thinking that I put this in here all the way down. Thought process is to hang it on there. So we just need it to be cut maybe right there. Let's try it right there. And then we will hot glue that little lid to there and to the pot, and then it will be secure. So I do have this bunch of greenery that got at an estate sale, and we're going to use this to put inside the pot. Put some glue up here on the stick. Okay, probably a little much. Okay. Alrighty, so we've got that on there, and I have pulled some of the picks from that big thing that I got. I like this little star because it looks like the star from the gingerbread man. So we're going to put that in our arrangement. Is just about ready. However, this right here needs a little something. So I'm going to take my fabulous box of velvet ribbon that I love so much. I'll link that down below. And I think we will put a bow on it to wrap around that area and then tie it. So underneath here in the back, we'll put a little dab of hot glue and tack that in there, and then we'll do the same on the other side, then wrap it around and then tie a bow. The next project that we're going to work on are some gingerbread shelf sitters, or for your tiered tray. Now I picked up a bag of these blocks at the thrift store. Just take our gingerbread doll printables and then put them right on there, and it'll be super simple. Now if you weren't lucky enough to find wood blocks at the thrift store, then it would be simple to get a 1x3, I guess, and then cut these into your own shelf sitters, stain, and then apply your printable or a picture or anything like that. You're going to peel off the numbers. All right, those numbers came right off, and I was very happy about that. So now we are going to ink our gingerbread doll printables. We have torn the edges with our paper trimmer, and we're just going to rub some ink on the edges of these and give them a little bit of a distressed look. We're going to take our Mod Podge, and we're just going to put some right on our wood block. My Mod Podge is a little bit thick. Not sure what's going on there, but it's a little bit thick. I'm just going to spread it out and then put our gingerbread on top. And now I'm not going to decoupage over it, I don't think. I think that these will be fine without that extra layer. I decided that they're adorable, but they need just a little something more. Okay, we've got our thread pieces, and we're just gonna wrap that around once and then tie a knot. What we are going to make are some primitive candy canes, and they are starting with these candy canes that I get from Amazon, and it's a really big pack, so you can make a lot of them at a time. We're going to use glue dots because if you use hot glue on these, they just melt, so you don't want to do that. And we're going to use some ticking fabric, and I get this from Hobby Lobby, and it is just a 100% red striped ticking fabric, and I do bundle them together in the booth for 6 of them for $10, and so I attach a wooden tag to them. I don't put anything on the wooden tag so they can write to, from, or whatever they want to put on it. Okay, so let's get started and make some of these simple candy canes. Okay, so this is the red ticking fabric from Hobby Lobby. And the first thing that we're going to do is cut with the stripe for it to be 25 inches long. So you want your stripes to be 25 inches long to wrap around the candy cane. Then we're going to come back and we're going to, in between every red stripe, we're going to snip about 1/2 inch. And then we're going to tear the fabric. If your fabric is 100% cotton, then it will tear really easily for you. So we're just going to make these little 1/2 inch snips in the fabric like that. And I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to tear it and get our strips for our candy canes. Okay, so I've cut little notches and we're just going to tear. Now we're going to take our candy cane, and like I said, don't use hot glue on these because the candy canes will melt. That would be our bad. We're going to take the end of our candy cane, okay, and we're going to take the fabric and we're going to put it at the end, right? We're going to put a glue dot on this side, just like so. Okay, we have our glue dot on there. And let me see if I can, there we go. Okay, we're gonna do, we'll put our glue dot on the top here, and we're going to wrap our fabric around the bottom, just like so. So then we have that started, and we're going to take our fabric strip, we're gonna fold this corner back, so you can see that it's wrapped around there real good. And then we are going to take this corner and wrap that end. So you can see how tight that is around. And then we are going to take our fabric and start wrapping. We're just going to go around and around, kind of smoothing it out as we go. Now this fabric will be long enough for it to go over twice. So this one is just to cover the candy cane, and it's going to overlap. So you can see that it's overlapping in that middle of that red stripe. Okay, so we're just going to wrap and wrap and wrap for this one. And I try to smooth out those rough edges as I go so it doesn't get too lumpy. But we're just going to wrap and wrap and wrap here. Smooth out as you go. And you don't want to overlap them too much, but just enough to get that candy cane underneath covered. And I will link these candy canes that I use down in the box below. And like I said, I get them from Amazon. They are a huge box for not very expensive. So you can make them for your craft fairs or for the booth or as a family fun activity to, you know, hang on the tree or use in your Christmas vignettes, maybe in a gingerbread or candy theme. Speaking of candy theme, I'm also going to link in the bottom, in the box below, some other candy decorations that I've done. We decorated the church Santa area with candy decorations, And those DIYs are on the blog, and I'll link that below. Okay, so we are to the end of our candy cane. I'm actually going to wrap it one more time. And so we're going to do almost the same thing we did before. We're going to take it and we're going to pull it back just a smidge like that. We're going to pull it over. We're going to take a glue dot and stick it right in there. Okay. Okay, so we're going to wrap it over like that. And then we're going to smooth it back out. We're going to tuck this one in, tuck this one in. And you can also glue dot these as well, but with the fabric wrapped around, it really holds on to it quite nicely. And then we're going to just wrap this one, and this one's not as overlapping as the first one. It's just going to go down. Like I said, don't overlap this one, just wrap it down the candy cane like that. Okay, and then we're going to take another glue dot. We're going to put 2 on the ends. So 1 and 2. I like these miniature little tiny glue dots. We're just going to wrap that around just like that. And that is our finished candy cane. Okay, I've made what I like to do. Now this is 5, not 6, but I like to bundle them together. Just to use a little bit of twine and my scissors. And tie these together just like so. We'll do a knot, and then we take a tag, and you can dress up these tags with a little candy cane transfer or a stamp, but I do like to leave it blank in my booth so they can you know, use it as a gift or put their own spin on it. And that is the fabric primitive candy canes. For our next project, it will be a thrift flip. I purchased this wreath form, I guess wooden wreath form, and a bow in a kit for $1.99 at one of my favorite thrift stores. Paint our wreath white with drop cloth by Dixie Belle, and we are going to use let's see, what is that called? I don't have my glasses. It's Yellow by Folk Art. We're gonna use this turquoise color by Folk Art. I don't know why I'm still trying to read them, because glasses, I don't have them. I don't exactly know where they are. And then we're going to use Barn Red. And we're gonna use those 3 colors to make polka dots on our wreath. And then use the new Kitschy Christmas Transfer. There is lots of little candies in here. Lots of little candies. And we're gonna cut those out and put those on our wreath. So we're gonna make a Christmas candy wreath with that. So let's get started by painting our wreath shape white with drop cloth. We're going to do is go through the IOD Transfer Kitschy Christmas and cut out the candies. We're going to I'm going to trace some circles and fill them in, and then we will do some drawing around it to make it a little more whimsical. I'm going to take a fine line black marker, and I'm just going to trace around the circles. I'm not going to be too exact. I'm not going to trace the circle per se, but just go around that outside edge a couple of times. So that is done. Let me give you a close-up look of those circles. And then we're going to put on our candy. These, the wooden tags that I've got a gazillion of, and I've cut them down to put the candies on, so they're raised up just a little bit over the polka dots. So we're going to attach our bow. I went ahead and cut around each of the candies. So they're just like little 3D pieces. And we're gonna put those on our wreath.